Hey there, and welcome back to All the Facts. The new year has begun. Here are some fascinating facts to kick off the new year. One for each day of January. Grab a warm drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. It's January 1st, which can only mean one thing: Happy New Year. Did you know that in ancient Babylon people celebrated the new year in March? Their festival Akitu was about planting crops and honoring the gods. We're zipping through history with zippers. Patented on January 2nd, 1917 by Gideon Sunback, zippers revolutionized fashion. Before zippers, people relied on buttons, hooks, and other fasteners, which could be a pain. So, next time you zip up your jacket, appreciate the ingenuity of Gideon Sunback. January 3rd marks a special day. In 1959, Alaska became the 49th state of the United States. Alaska is known for its stunning landscapes and incredible wildlife. Did you know Juneau is so remote you can't drive there? You have to fly or take a boat. January 4th marks the birthday of one of the greatest scientific minds, Sir Isaac Newton, born in 1643. He gave us the laws of motion and gravity. Let's take a moment to appreciate the genius of Sir Isaac Newton. It's January 5th, and we're celebrating inventors everywhere. Special shout out to Mary Keyes, the first woman to receive a U.S. patent. In 1809, she revolutionized hat making with a new weaving method. Let's celebrate all amazing inventors, past and present. January 6th is Epiphany. This day celebrates the arrival of the wise men. It's celebrated with parades, gift-giving, and delicious food. Take a moment to appreciate the diversity of cultures and traditions. Let's go back to the golden age of communication. On January 7, 1927, the first transatlantic phone call was made. Making a call across the ocean was a huge feat. It's amazing how far we've come with smartphones and video calls. It's January 8th, and you know what that means? Time to celebrate the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, born on January 8, 1935. Let's put on our blue suede shoes and pay tribute to Elvis Presley. We're taking a trip down memory lane to 2007 when Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone. The iPhone changed everything, bringing the internet, music, and apps into the palm of our hands. Its impact on our world is undeniable. It's January 10th, and we're talking about the United Nations. On this day in 1946, the first General Assembly of the United Nations met in London to promote peace and cooperation. The UN stands for diplomacy, human rights, and solving global problems together. Let's appreciate the UN and all those striving for a peaceful, just world. We're talking about milk cartons with photos of missing children. It all started on January 11, 1984, to raise awareness and help bring missing children home. Milk cartons ended up on kitchen tables across the country, putting those missing faces right in front of people every day. It was a simple idea that helped save lives and became an iconic part of pop culture. It's January 12th, and we're celebrating Batman. On this day in 1966, the iconic Batman TV series premiered. Adam West's portrayal and the show's theme song are still unforgettable. So let's raise a glass to the dynamic duo in the Batman TV series. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, chances are you're feeling the chill. January is often one of the coldest months of the year. The Earth tilts away from the sun, resulting in colder temperatures, but that doesn't make it any less freezing. It's January 14th, 1973, Elvis Presley's Aloha from Hawaii concert, the first live satellite broadcast by a solo artist. Over 1 billion people tuned in to watch Elvis perform live from Honolulu. A defining moment in entertainment history, remembered as one of his most iconic performances. January 15th marks the birthday of everyone's favorite online encyclopedia, Wikipedia. Launched on this day in 2001, Wikipedia has become one of the most visited websites in the world. Wikipedia is a collaborative effort, with millions of volunteer editors around the world contributing. So, next time you need to settle a bet, impress your friends with random trivia, or just learn something new, be sure to give Wikipedia a visit. It's January 16th, and we're taking a trip back to the Roaring '20s, a time of flappers and jazz. The era also saw a lack of legally available alcohol. Prohibition led to a thriving black market with speakeasies everywhere. On January 17th, we celebrate Captain James Cook, who, in 1773, first crossed the Antarctic Circle. It's one of the most remote environments on Earth, but Cook and his crew braved the elements, proving that daunting challenges can be overcome with courage. It's January 18th, and you know what that means? It's time to celebrate everyone's favorite honey-loving bear, Winnie the Pooh. This is Winnie the Pooh Day in honor of his creator, A.A. Milne. Winnie the Pooh has been a beloved character for generations, teaching us about friendship and imagination. So, let's all raise a paw to Winnie the Pooh and the wonderful world of 100-Acre Wood. You know what that means? It's National Popcorn Day. Whether you like it buttery, salty, or caramel-coated, popcorn is the perfect snack. So, next time you're enjoying a big bowl, appreciate its storied history. January 20th in the United States is Inauguration Day. Every 4 years, the newly elected president is sworn into office. It's a day filled with tradition, ceremony, and iconic speeches. Inauguration Day reminds us of the peaceful transfer of power in American democracy. On January 21st, we take to the skies with the Concorde, the supersonic passenger jet that made its first commercial flight in 1976. Concorde was a marvel of engineering, flying from New York to London in under 4 hours. Retired in 2003, its legacy of speed, style, and ingenuity lives on. We celebrate the magic of live theater. On January 22, 1736, the first public theater performance in America took place in Charleston. The play? The Recruiting Officer, a comedy by George Farquhar. This performance began a rich theatrical tradition in America. It's January 23rd, and we celebrate something becoming a lost art: handwriting. It's National Handwriting Day, inspired by John Hancock's birthday. In an age of emails and texts, there's something special about pen to paper. It's personal, expressive, and shows you took the time to write. It's January 24th, and we're traveling back to 1848 for the California Gold Rush. It all started with a simple discovery: gold. People from all over the world flocked to California. The Gold Rush transformed California into a booming state. Celebrating all things Scottish with Burns Night, honoring Scotland's national bard, Robert Burns. Celebrations involve poetry readings, traditional food, and a wee dram of whiskey. On January 26th, we head down under to celebrate Australia Day. This holiday marks the arrival of the first fleet of British ships at Sydney Cove in 1788. It's a time for reflection, conversation, and celebrating Australia's rich history and culture. January 27th, International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We remember the Holocaust victims, the systematic murder of 6 million Jews by the Nazis. It's our duty to honor survivors and fight all forms of prejudice. January 28th marks the tragic Challenger disaster in space exploration history. In 1986, the Challenger broke apart 73 seconds into flight, killing all 7 crew members. We honor the Challenger crew and their contributions to space exploration. It's January 29th, and we celebrate a revolutionary invention that changed the way we live and travel: the automobile. On this day in 1886, Carl Benz patented the first practical automobile. Benz's first car wasn't sleek, but it was groundbreaking. Next time you're cruising, appreciate the ingenuity of Carl Benz. It's January 30th, and we're traveling back to 1969 for one of the most iconic moments in music history: the Beatles' rooftop concert. The Fab Four took to the rooftop of their Apple Corps headquarters in London for an impromptu performance that would be their last public appearance as a band. And it's since become a legendary moment in music history. January 31st marks the launch of Explorer 1, the first successful U.S. satellite. Launched in 1958, Explorer 1 was a major victory for the U.S. in the Cold War space race. This launch began the American space program, paving the way for future moon missions. And there you have it, 31 fascinating facts for the 31 days of January. We've journeyed through history, celebrated inventions, explored the world, and even blasted off into space. January may be the coldest month for many, but it's also full of surprises. From ancient Babylonian New Year's to the first U.S. satellite, January is packed with fascinating events. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.